Cockpit preparation checklist. Battery switch is on. Landing gear lever down. Emergency flaps guard closed and off. Landing lights retracted and off. Weather radar mode off. Transponder set to standby. Galley power set to off. AC auxiliary pumps off. Fuel dump panel cover closed. APU fire warning tested. Starting the APU. APU is started. APU generator on. Flight recorder on. APU bleed valve open. Mach airspeed warning tested. Mach trim tested and on. Testing engine oil quantity gauges tested. Door warning annunciators tested. Essential power selector set to APU. External power off. Air conditioning on. Radio master switches on. Spoiler and rudder test guards closed. Engine start switches off and guarded. Passenger signs set and on. Wing anti-ice off. Oxygen switch set to normal. Window heat set to low. Probe heat tested and off. Navigation and wheel well lights on. Turbofan exit valves set to normal. Fuel dump chute is closed. Galley power is on. Fuel heaters off. Fuel temperature selector tested. Testing fuel quantity gauges tested. Testing fuel boost pumps tested and off. Testing crossfeed valves tested and open. Reserve tank transfer valves closed. Engine 2 and 3 hydraulic shutoff closed. Engine 2 and 3 hydraulic pumps is set to on. Checking hydraulic pumps and pressure tested and off. Engine bleed air switches set to off. Wing isolation valves open. Crew oxygen 100% and on. Cockpit preparation checklist completed. Before start checklist. Battery switch on. Emergency exit lights armed. Passenger signs on. Emergency flaps guard closed and off. Anti-skid switch on. Spoiler and rudder test guards closed. Compass controllers slaved. Instrument source switch set to instrument. Attitude source switch set to 1. Transponder on. Transponder altitude reporting set to 1. Weather
Juno
radar
ground,
mode
Pan Am
set
2871,
to standby.
requesting pushback.
Yaw damper
Pan Am
check and on.
2871, pushback
Window
request
heat
accepted.
set to low. Engine start levers cut off. Parking brake set. Rudder and aileron trim free and zero. Fuel boost pumps is on. Crossfeed selectors 1, 3, and 4 is closed. Crossfeed selector 2. Open. Air conditioning off. Galley power off. Start pressure available. Wheel well light off. Beacon and navigation lights on. Wing isolation valves open. Engine starter guards is open. Before start checklist completed.
Juno ground, Pan Am 2871, requesting the end of pushback.
Pan Am 2871, request to end pushback received.
Engine start valve open. %, N2, lever to start.
Juno ground, Pan Am 2871, ready to taxi,
Oil
departing
pressure
straight out
rising.
with Golf.
Pan Am 2871, taxi to and hold short of
Starter
runway
release.
26 via taxiway Charlie 1 Alpha Foxtrot. Contact tower on 120.7 when ready.
50% N2, lever to
Taxiing,
idle.
hold short runway 26 using taxiway Charlie 1 Alpha Foxtrot, Pan Am
Engine
2871.
start valve open. %, N2, lever to start. Oil pressure rising. Starter release. %, N2, lever to idle. Engine start valve open. %, N2, lever to start. Oil pressure rising. Starter release. %, N2, lever to idle. Engine start valve open. %, N2, lever to start. Oil pressure rising. Starter release. %, N2, lever to idle. After start checklist. Engine start switches. Off and guarded. Engine start levers. Set to idle. APU bleed valve is closed. Engine generators. Checked and on. Essential power selector. Set to 3. Engine 2, 3, and 4 turbo compressors. Started and checked. Galley power on. Fuel boost pumps. On. AC auxiliary pump 2. On. Hydraulic pumps. Checked and on. Interconnect valve. Off. Air conditioning. On. APU master switch. Off. Doors. Verify closed. After start checklist. Completed. Taxi checklist. Taxi lights. On. Essential power selector. Set to 3. Probe heat. Is set to on. Transponder. On. Speed brake lever. Pull forward. Galley power. On. Fuel boost pumps. On. Fuel heaters. Off. Flaps. Set to 14 and green lights. Stabilizer trim. Set to 1.3 units. Altimeter. Set to 102. Taxi checklist. Completed.
2871 ready at runway
Before takeoff,
26,
check.
straight out departure.
Air compressor 3 is turned
Pan Am
off.
2871, hold short
Coolant
runway
air valve
26.
selector.
Traffic is police
Set to
BC,
temperature
12 on downwind.
Pressurization mode selected. Set for
Pan
takeoff.
short runway 26, Pan Am
Transponder.
2871.
On. Weather radar mode. Set to normal. Engine start switches.
The latest 7
Set for
Kilo
flight
Charlie.
start.
Follow the aircraft on base.
Strobe
Wind
lights.
232 at 6.
Is on.
Clear to land runway 26.
Landing lights.
Clear to land runway 26. Latest 7
Extended
Kilo
and
Charlie.
on. Before takeoff checklist. Completed.
Pan Am 2871, altimeter tree 01E traffic is Pilatus PC, 12 on base. Straight out departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 26.
Cleared for takeoff runway 26, Pan Am 2871. Takeoff power set. 80 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. You're up. Speed check. Select flaps up.
Pan Am 2871, leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Juno Tower, Pan Am 2871, frequency change. Anchorage Center, Pan Am 2871 is type Boeing aircraft B707_320C_UI_ model, 3 miles west of Juneau, 1800. Request flight following.
Pan Am 2871, Anchorage Center, squawk 206 tree.
Squawk 206 tree, Pan Am 2871.
Pan Am 2871, radar contact 4 miles west of Juneau, 3600, altimeter tree 018.
After
Roger,
takeoff
Pan Am
checklist.
2871.
Landing gear. Up and set to off. Engine start switches. Off and guarded. Pneumatics. Set. Temperature controls. Set to automatic. Air compressor 3 is on. After takeoff checklist. Completed.
hard to find me if you really want to. Turns past that takes a cool sign. Same ball cap, same moon boots. Trying to